So it is almost 9 a.m. In December, and I got a good headphone set up so that I can talk directly to the camera using my laptop webcam, and just checking in here, getting pretty close to the shortest day of the year. Yeah, it's sort of slow, but I've been enjoying just observing uh, what's going on my outside of the house, in terms of it being a slow time on a human scale, but it definitely represents something in nature. We're getting a lot of moisture up in the Pacific Northwest. Not too much heavy sun, and so seeing every part of the year as a set of possibilities and a set of phenomena makes it a little bit more fun to try and get in somewhere and do your, add what you can to the mix. So I've been potting up baby ferns and getting the leaves off the grass. Unfortunately, some compost I had started got slowed down right before this time of the year, because I added a bunch of wet leaves to the mix, which I thought maybe the momentum that had been started from the spring and summer lawn clippings and some of my vegetable garden byproducts, non-food, all like leaf and mostly leaf material. I had thought that would kind of carry over and sort of soak up the cold, wet energy of autumn leaves, but it just seemed to kind of stifle the overall process of breaking down the materials. But I sort of stuck it out for about a month, and I think I avoided a fair amount of mildew. Um, by just checking in and saying, well, that's not going to break down under the current conditions. And so I sort of got a little bit of progress with the autumn leaves that I had added, but I think it was also in part just kind of stirring in the sort of more broken down stuff into the just starting to break down leaves, and I piled that around the pots and sort of bare patches in the backyard and side yard, and on the containers where I grow vegetable crops. I've got a little cover crop, but I added some sort of partly broken down leaves. And then the compost material that was farther along in the process actually looked like pretty good soil, so I used some of that for potting, but because it's organic rich and I was potting ferns, I didn't need that much compost material. So all that's to say, it sort of has a way of working out, but I've shut down the composting process for now because it's so dank that with the scale that I'm composting on, there isn't much opportunity for things to break down. And even in the warmest and most active of times for microbes, I'm very careful about what I put in my backyard composting system, because I want it to break down, not just to toss an eggshell in there and just hope for the best, hope that things fall apart in a timeline I need. I'm very, even in the summer months, the composting system is pretty well scaled to what I feel is reasonable. And now it's totally shut down for the season, but I got some good compost tea, which I used on the lawn, and also sort of mulchy type material for covering the bare spots, and also some amendment for the potting mix for potting some stray ferns into containers to get them to grow faster. Yes, the days are kind of slow, but I've been getting out most days at the very least, just getting outside, and even if I'm just kind of raking leaves for 20 minutes, I kind of get a feel for the conditions out there, and it's a lot more of an experience than just looking outside a window. At least I think so. January will also be slow, so I'll check back in with what's going on in January. That might be truly a time for planning rather than actually doing much outdoors, although if I find something to do in the very heart of winter, in this rainy climate, I'll post it on here. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you you later.